All right, yeah. Hello everyone. Welcome back. It's Don. If you don't know who I am, you're either new to the channel or you're oblivious, and in that case, I can't help you. None of my videos will be able to help you. But welcome back to my psychology crash course. And today we're going to be talking about the, philosophy, psychology. I'm not entirely certain about that. But we're talking about the idea of identity and morality. So if you like the video, watch it, please. Okay, so this video was actually per request by a friend of mine. As you can clearly see the text message, he will be getting in touch later. So that's that. Now, identity. We're going to start off with identity. Identity is not anything, it's not a new thing recently. Identity has actually been the talk of the town. It's been the rave of everything. At this point, identity has been circling around the world faster than COVID did in 2020. And I'm not going to get into any of the hard topics or anything that has anything to do with my point of view on anything, because I'm not ready to go down that road. But what we are going to be talking about is the concept of an identity or identity. It doesn't really fucking matter. So today, so I guess we can get into it. Okay, and as per usual, I will be reading from the script. So, an identity. What is an identity? Well, an identity is a distinctive characteristic that defines an individual or group. It is a combination of all your personal traits, physical attributes, and interests. That sounds simple on paper, but not a lot of people can tell you their identity. Or at least completely. I don't think a single person can really tell you their entire identity, because there's characteristics that they've either forgotten about or they just don't know, right? And so nobody could ever actually tell you 100% their identity. It's kind of just a subjective game at that point. But because currently me, I identify as Don. No, I don't have a multiple personality disorder. But this is just kind of where I'm at right now. It says, a human being having an identity is crucial for providing a sense of self, guides behavior, and enables meaningful relationships and societal participation. Basically saying that, Bucko, in order to actually coexist with civilization and thrive in a world built on social interaction, you kind of need an identity. Otherwise, you're going to be an outcast, and no one likes being an outcast. And the other half of the video is going to tell you why no one likes being an outcast. Okay. Now, the concept of an identity wasn't necessarily created by one particular person, because identity more so attacks everyone. And so everyone over their lifespans are gonna question identity on their own and have their own partake on identity, because everyone's experience of life is subjective. But people can have major contributions to the idea of or concept of identity. And one of the people that had a pretty good contribution to this case was a man named Erik Erikson. I'm gonna have a photo of him. I don't know what he looks like yet, but I'm picturing a white man, pretty classy, silk hair, mustache, looks nothing like Tesla. Yeah. He had one of the more explicit roles in developing the concept of identity. He was born in 1909 and died in 94. And he was a psychologist. There's not really much to say about it. I could probably go deeper into concept about him, but then again, this isn't a video about Erik Erikson. Now, there is a pretty, when doing research on this topic, I did run across something very interesting. And while I won't talk about it much in this video because I believe that it could be a standalone video on its own, I will talk some about it, and it's called the identity theory. And basically, I'm gonna read from script. It says that there's an identity theory which the identity theory is just the correlation between mind and body, but even that is under. Oh yeah, but basically the identity theory is just a correlation between the mind and the body. It's how the mind and the body. Basically, let's say that you're in pain, right? Your physical body was in pain. Your mental state reflects that, basically. That's basically what the identity theory is, in like a nutshell. I'm probably completely wrong. Don't quote me on this, and I'm pretty sure I'm undervaluing the entire theory in itself. But then again, I could go more into depth on it later if anyone wants to see a video about that. So, yeah. Now we're moving on to the second section of the video. Morality. Oh my God. I actually have a lot to talk about for this one. I have very little written down, but I have a lot to say about it. Okay. Morality. What is morality? Why does morality exist? So where did it come from? Where did the idea come from? Well, I may answer some of those questions. I can't 100%. Listen. What I have written down for morality. It says that morality or morals are principles concerning the distinction between right and wrong, good and bad. It says morals are not created by a single person, but rather developed over time through a combination of biological evolution, cultural transmission, and experiences. Now, when I first read that, I thought it was like slightly racist because it biological evolution, cultural transmission. I felt like it was leaning towards a little something that wasn't necessarily supposed to be touched upon, but then coming and like reading it more, I kind of understood it a little better that it wasn't as racist as I thought it was initially. And so I kind of let that one go. Now, this is what I thought about morality. This is just my personal opinion. I believe that humans clutch to morality because they have no choice but to. Humans are creatures who have no outstanding power on their own, which forces them to conform to the vast majority regardless of if it's right or wrong, good or bad. Essentially saying that humans have no say-so in what morality is to a certain extent. While we do create morality, after morality has been made, we no longer have a say-so individually unless a majority come together and form a new morality. Now, I thought morality was a pretty, it's a pretty good thing. It's just like everything else in the world. It's a good thing that has its flaws. And that makes me beg the question, what is morality? And essentially, morality is just a subjective viewpoint of a majority. As simple as it gets. Morality has never been confined to one person or one individual. There's not a single individual on this planet that can force somebody to live by a different morality than what we're currently living through. Nobody on the planet currently has that power. It just isn't possible. Everyone has to collectively agree upon something, and that's the bad thing about morality, is because once we collectively agree upon something, it is hard to change it because humans, while we are forever changing, we are also forever unchanging in our viewpoints the further in life that we get. And so currently the morality that we live in is a pretty good morality, but it could easily switch given the right circumstances, because humans aren't as stable in their thoughts or opinions as we'd like to believe that we are. And so this is kind of where we hit the end of the video recap on everything that we learned. We learned that identity is the makeup of characteristics, physical attributes, and experiences that a person goes through throughout their entire lives. Your identity is what makes you who you are, and in order to understand your identity, you must understand who you are as a person. And morality fits into identity, because morality is just another makeup of what a person is. While society has a standard morality, each individual person has a morality of their own. And so all I say to you is to seek out your own morality, seek out your own identity, and understand who you truly are as a person. Commit to life, commit to everyone around you. Try to be as active and as good of a person as you can, and stick to your morals. I'm done. This was an identity and morality video. Until I see you next time. Peace.